The phone buzzed on the nightstand, its screen glowing like a beacon in the dark, and I froze, my heart sinking into the pit of my stomach. It was 2 a.m., and my wife Lena was still not home. The message preview on her phone read, "Can't stop thinking about tonight." My thumb hovered over the screen, trembling, as a cold dread coiled around my chest. I didn't want to look, didn't want to know, but the truth was a splinter I couldn't ignore. It was already burrowing deeper. I'd always thought our marriage was solid, not perfect, but real. 10 years of shared mornings, quiet evenings, and the kind of comfortable silence that comes from knowing someone inside out. Lena was my anchor. Her laugh could pull me out of any storm, her touch a reminder that I wasn't alone. But lately, she'd been distant, her smiles forced, her eyes darting away when I tried to meet them. I told myself it was stress, her new job at the law firm, the long hours, the pressure. I told myself a lot of things. I unlocked her phone, the passcode still our anniversary date. The message thread opened, and my world tilted. His name was Ethan, a co-worker, and their conversation stretched back months. Flirty at first, then intimate, then reckless. "You're so much more than he ever could be," she'd written last week. My throat tightened as I scrolled, each word a blade. "I deserve better than you," she'd told him I'd said, twisting a fight we'd had about dishes into something uglier. I hadn't said that. I'd never say that. The front door creaked open downstairs, and I heard her soft footsteps. My pulse thundered in my ears as I set the phone down, exactly as it was, and slipped back into bed, pretending to sleep. Lena's silhouette appeared in the doorway, her hair a messy halo from the streetlight outside. She didn't check on me, didn't lean down to kiss my forehead like she used to. She just slid into bed, her back to me, and I lay there, staring at the ceiling, my heart splintering with every breath she took. Morning came gray and heavy. Lena was already in the kitchen, humming as she made coffee, acting like nothing had changed. "Morning, babe," she said, her voice bright but brittle, like glass about to crack. I nodded, my jaw tight, and watched her pour cream into her mug, her hands steady while mine shook under the table. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, but the words stuck in my throat. What do you say when the person you love has already rewritten you as the villain? Over the next week, I became a ghost in my own life. I watched her every move, searching for cracks in the facade. The way she lingered over her phone, the way she laughed too loudly at nothing, the way she avoided my touch. I started checking her phone when she showered, each message a fresh wound. Ethan's words were cocky, possessive. "When are you leaving him?" Lena's replies were vague but damning. "Soon. I just need time." Time for what? To gut me completely? I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. My coworkers noticed the bags under my eyes, the way I'd zone out during meetings. "You okay, Mark?" my boss asked, and I mumbled something about stress. How could I explain that my wife was planning to leave me for a man who thought he was better than me? That she'd already left me in every way that mattered? The truth unraveled slowly, each thread pulling me deeper into despair. I found a receipt for a hotel in her purse, dated for a night she'd claimed to be at a work conference. I saw a new necklace around her throat, one I hadn't bought, its delicate chain glinting like a taunt. I overheard her on the phone, her voice low and sultry, promising to meet him again. Each discovery was a punch, but I couldn't confront her. Not yet. I needed to understand why. What had I done to make her think she deserved better? We'd had our fights, sure. I wasn't perfect. I worked long hours as an accountant, sometimes bringing stress home like an unwanted guest. I'd forgotten her birthday once, 3 years ago, and we'd argued about money when she wanted to remodel the kitchen. But I loved her fiercely, messily, completely. I thought she loved me too. Hadn't we laughed together just last month, dancing in the living room to some old song? Hadn't she cried in my arms when her dad passed last year? How could that woman be the same one typing? I can't keep pretending with him. The confrontation came on a rainy Friday, the kind of day that feels like it's mourning something. Lena was in the bedroom, packing for another work trip. I stood in the doorway, my hands clenched, my voice steady despite the storm inside me. "Who's Ethan?" I asked. Her face froze, her hands pausing over a folded sweater. "What?" she said, but her voice cracked, betraying her. "I saw the messages, Lena. All of them. My words were calm, but they carried the weight of 1,000 sleepless nights. How long have you been lying to me? She didn't deny it. She didn't even try. Her shoulders slumped, and she sank onto the bed, her face crumpling like tissue paper. Mark, I'm so sorry, she whispered, tears spilling down her cheeks. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. Like what? I snapped, my control fraying. Like you cheating on me? Like you telling him I'm not good enough? I didn't mean it, she said, her voice small. I was angry, confused. Ethan, he made me feel seen. Seen. The word burned my tongue. I've spent 10 years seeing you, Lena. Every flaw, every dream, every damn tear. And it wasn't enough? She sobbed, her hands covering her face. I don't know what I was thinking. I was lost, Mark. Work was killing me, and you were always so steady. I thought I needed more. More than me, I said, echoing her texts. The room felt too small, the air too thick. You said you deserved better. She flinched, her eyes pleading. I was wrong. I know that now. Ethan, he's nothing. It was a mistake. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But the words "I deserve better" echoed in my skull, a mantra of betrayal. I walked out, grabbing my keys, needing air, needing space, needing anything but her tears and excuses. For weeks, I stayed with my brother, sleeping on his couch, ignoring Lena's calls. She texted endlessly, apologies, promises, please. I ended it with him, she wrote. I love you, Mark. Please come home. I didn't respond. I couldn't. Trust, once broken, doesn't just stitch itself back together. I spent nights replaying our marriage, searching for the moment it went wrong. Was it the late nights I worked? The way I didn't notice her fading? Or was it her, chasing something I could never be? One night, she showed up at my brother's place, her eyes red, her hair tangled. Mark, please, she said, standing in the rain, her voice raw. I'm begging you. I can't lose you. I stood in the doorway, my heart a battlefield. Why? I asked, my voice low. Why should I come back when you threw us away? Because I love you, she said, her voice breaking. I was stupid, selfish. I thought I wanted something else, but I was wrong. You're my home, Mark. Her words were a knife, cutting both ways. I wanted to pull her into my arms, to erase the past 6 months. But I also wanted to walk away, to protect the pieces of me she hadn't already shattered. I need time, I said finally, closing the door. Months passed. Lena kept trying, letters, voicemails, even showing up at my office with coffee, her eyes haunted. I started therapy, unpacking the wreckage of my trust. The therapist asked if I could forgive her, and I didn't know. Forgiveness felt like surrender, like letting her betrayal win. One evening, I found an old photo of us in my wallet. Lena laughing, her head on my shoulder, the sun setting behind us. I stared at it for hours, my chest aching. I missed her, not the Lena who betrayed me, but the one who'd been my partner, my friend. Could she still be that person? Could I? I agreed to meet her at a cafe, neutral ground. She looked thinner, her eyes shadowed but hopeful. I'll do anything, she said, her voice steady despite the tears. Counseling, transparency, whatever you need. I just want us back. I leaned back, my coffee untouched. I don't know if I can trust you again, I admitted. But I miss you. And that's the hardest part. She nodded, tears falling. I'll wait, Mark. As long as it takes. The cafe buzzed around us, but we were an island of silence. I didn't promise her anything. I couldn't. But as I looked at her, I saw the woman I'd loved for a decade, flawed and human, begging for a chance to rebuild what she'd broken. The road ahead was uncertain, paved with pain and possibility. I didn't know if we'd make it, but for the first time in months, I felt a flicker of something like hope.